We have to ask ourselves how productive reactionary, groupistic bias and loyalties really are in our deeply interconnected technological age. An age that is also being slowly torn apart, if you pay attention, by socioeconomic inequality and chaotic economic behavior and decline, triggering confusion and anger, with people scrambling to figure out which minority or religious or national group to blame and hate. This is an extremely dangerous tendency in the 21st century, fueling intergroup competition that can only be destructive in the long run. And my main point here is that if we humans have this innate divisive elitist tendency, for whatever out-of-date evolutionary reason, it is critical we work to create a sociological condition that reduces that conflict-generating, bigoted, racist, jingoistic propensity. In other words, to use a public health term, we need to create a new social precondition. A precondition that, in effect, strategically brings out the best tendencies of the human condition, suppressing the worst. And for the sake of clarity, a precondition, simple to define. Precondition to driving a car would be to obtain a driver's license. It's something that comes before. Medically, it's used to denote factors that lead to a statistically probable outcome, such as smoking tobacco leading to lung cancer. And sociologically, the term is used similarly. But as opposed to an individual's health, the context is again public health. And perhaps the best example of the power and merit of changing social and environmental preconditions is the case study of bonobos and chimpanzees. Chimpanzees and bonobos are almost identical in their genetic makeup. They came from the same origin about 1 million years ago. They also happen to be the closest living genetic relatives to humans by about 99%. About 1 million years ago, an origin group of these two ape species got divided, speculated by the Congo River in Africa, and each began to thrive in very different environmental conditions, one more abundant, one more scarce. And as a result, they manifested extremely different social behaviors. Bonobo troops living in lush, or I should say thriving at the time in lush, abundant rainforests, developed patterns of low aggression and conflict, females in the alpha roles, very diverse sexual behavior, and other pro-social, slightly more egalitarian characteristics. In stark contrast, chimpanzee troops, evolving in more difficult, scarce landscapes with males in the alpha roles, have consistent conflict both in and out of the group, are highly competitive and territorial, militantly stratified, with extensive sexual regimentation based on stratification. Yet again, these two species today are genetically almost identical, highlighting the power of environment. And while no doubt more complex, similar research has been done on human culture, linking characteristics of different groups to different geographical environmental exposures over long periods of time. This field of study has been termed cultural anthropology,